that's the most enjoyable thing we have on the life today, misery.
When I come here 25 years ago, I worked in the mines. That's wartime. And I guess I knew 75 old miners here. But by God, do you know, I don't believe I know one that's alive now.
How are man's brain cells orbiting?
You know, this is one time I have plenty of money. I don't have to work. But do you know I've had more goddamn trouble than I ever had in my life?
What is life?
Now, the most money I've ever made in this country was $6.86 a day.
I work for 2 bits a day. God.
It's $6.86 a day. And these miners now here are going on 25. And by God, now listen, I didn't need nothing. I had money.
If you could die today and come alive 100 years from now, you'd scratch your head.
I think, by God, about 5 hours a day when I come here with
Study the chipmunks.
I'm 75 years old and I never killed a man in my life, but I'm having more goddamn trouble right now but keeping killed a son of a bitch than I ever did have.
Is man capable of trying to understand reality rather than usurping, distorting, and disassociating reality? Sparkle and spunk. Dump the worry load. Support your opinions with facts. Pattern of the trend towards insincerity. Weed out the intoxication of contradictions, possessive of most so-called civilized man, oscillating between hell and heaven.
The son of a bitch, you've got to kill him and keep his mouth shut.
You know, I give him peanuts. I got a lounge chair. I lay out and get the sun, and I used to throw the peanuts there, and then I says, doggone it. These chipmunks are just like people. There's freeloaders, there's capitalists, there's communists. They're the safest pals around here. Most of the rest of them will lie, cheat, and steal.
A goofy son of a bitch up here. If he ain't stole me blind, by God, I'll go to hell. I've been amongst Indians. Mesh, low down sons of bitches, but I believe this is the most lowest down son of a bitch I ever seen. When I first come here, by gosh, there was nobody bothered you. Nobody bothered you. These old miner sheriffs wanted something you had or needed something, he'd come down and tell you and got it. If we had it, he got it. This place up here was all full of old miners. Mostly Irishmen dug them caves here. Just up this canyon is Dublin Gulch. All the old timers are dead here. Just that one fellow left. That's one too many. The fellow in the upper cabin, he died 2 years ago. And the fellow across the street, he died a couple of weeks ago. Tell you a little story about that, but maybe I better keep my mouth shut. I don't know. Listen, this is supposition. It's me. I think he was dope peddler. If you tell that too much, I may get shot. But listen, that'll just put me out of my misery.
Why, sure, man's hell-bent for misery, so let's enjoy what misery we can.
Try not to manufacture misery for yourself and others. And relax. And say, world, you can go to hell. You can get tension. I'm going to enjoy you. I'm going to enjoy all the misery that you have. If you get so you enjoy misery, then you'll be a genius.
You know, I've been working on them cars that got so damn cold, and I really couldn't get no parts, but I've got parts now. I've got parts. For you know, I've been 3 months to get the universal joints for that shibby out there. God, that motor sound just as good as new. You know, not quite as good as new. But you know, these old cars ain't worth much these days.
We're going to hell on the toboggan. Let's have a good ride.
There used to be all these places, all these doors here, had mattresses, some bed covers, dishes, and everything else. Man come along down and out and just moved in. All these places was built by old worn-out miners. I guess I'm the only old miner that's left in here. I've been thinking about moving, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave here. By God, I'll wake up dead some morning.
If you've lived here a while, going to hell would be a pushover.
You know, I'll tell you what time it is, about 5 or 6 years ago. An old fellow lives down the road here. He's 92 years old. You know, by God, he was killed and robbed. Now, I may wake up dead, but if the law wants to find who done it, they'll find him.
Life's a process, and there's a cracking up. I tell you, most of these people around here, they're cracking up. I mean, physically. I'm trying to keep my mind, but you know, if your mind cracks up, your body goes apart too. I wrote down some dope here. I call it my philosophy of brain paralysis. In order to endure the crudities, monstrosities, strenuosities, intensities, and eventualities of physical existence. In other words, in order to go through the false, futile, and dizzy motions and emotions, so-called monkey motions we go through every 24 hours, we must take on additional stupor or brain paralysis. Quotation. This is from Pitkin, I think. Most men are born in a stupor, most men die in a stupor. Most of them are in a stupor, including myself. Don't let yourself crack up. That's the main thing. The world is a good environment for cracking up. It is. Hell, if you want to get cracked up, if you don't want to get cracked up, go out and live like the wild animals, you get an animal. He's not phony. You get man. He's probably the most phoniest animal on the face of the earth. He gets so twisted up and unnatural that. Probably we all should be like chipmunks. You know, a little intelligence is bound to rub off if you listen to enough of it. More twiddle twaddle. Twiddle twaddle or twaddle twiddle. You know, most of them that are around here, they're breaking up. Do you think man can substitute empty or inept words for proper action? How soon will a coming to the head be, or a crack up? What new ruts will we get into? How can one penetrate and scorch corroded and constipated brain cells by meaningful words? Be an Indian, say only ugh. What are the indications of an individual cracking up? How do you camouflage insanity. When will you finally crack up? we're all cracking up. There's a reason for it. Why is reality what it is? Reality is a process. It isn't. Life is birth, development, decay, death, and it's got most of us. We bungle it and we get so twisted up we don't know. We don't see ahead of us. Admire the tyranny of mental constipation that seizes you. Does the flux of the process of change overwhelm you? No. Hang on until your brain cells become rigidly constipated. For 10, 100, 1,000 years. Allocate yourself with the reality process, life. Allocate yourself with the disallocate yourself with the dualistic process of static death. Well, that's obscure. That isn't right. I don't know. A lot of it. It's trivia. A lot of it. I just scribble it out. You know, the difficulty is to coordinate things. You know, if man could coordinate his intelligence, you get a little dribble of intelligence here and a little there. If you could get it together and get it coordinated, you'd have something. But that's we've got to work on that. You got to be, your brain cells have got to be uncorroded and unconstipated.
By God, this son of a bitch up here, he's from Michigan or someplace. But listen, I've been around a little bit. I hear a man talk a while. I can tell where the hell he's from. Hell, that fella's from Oklahoma. By God, and I've been there. By God, they all make a living from stealing one another then, just like we do here now. I don't know about the outside world. Hell, I ain't been out for years. Now, I don't have to lie, and I don't have to steal. Never was a damn thief, no how. My God, if this ain't place, it's getting pitiful. My God, you'd have to live here to find out the facts. Listen, I can tell you facts around here, by God, you wouldn't believe. Now, I'll tell you, you can go down there and see the goddamn dope peddlers. They tell me they're peddling dope to school kids. I know one school kid, he's out of school. I don't know why. One night I was laying up there in the bed listening to the radio. And I got thinking about that. When I come here, by God, I have them days I didn't see a car for sometimes 2 or 3 days. By gosh, it wasn't as lonely then as it is now.
You think I get lonely here? I've got a radio. I like music, and you take Beethoven. Well, Shorty's cracking up. But he's so full of pain and banged up that it's conquered him. You know, he'd probably be nice to... I go and see him, and I take it about as long as I can, and I leave him alone.
I told the sheriff the other day, I said, now, by God, listen. If he bothers me anymore, I'm going to kill him. And, you know, I ain't seen that son of a bitch for 5 days.
I said, Shorty, you either put up or shut up. And he got a shovel, you know, I guess he was drunk, you know. I says, as far as I'm concerned, Shorty, you died right now. I haven't seen him since, and I won't even bother him. Well, you know, after a while, I told him that again. I says, as far as I'm concerned, Shorty, you died right now. Want perspective? We're just tiny, insignificant spots here. Birth, development, decay, death, and we're over with. I don't know about hell and heaven. We don't even know much about the physical universe. And we stick our nose up and we pretend we know so doggone much. Here's what I wrote down yesterday morning. How's the critically turmoil satellite Earth orbiting today? How are man's brain cells orbiting? Are we having a blackout of intelligence? It just comes to me and I just write it. And you know, I keep adding. You know, here, I wrote this here thing. How does a rotten duck, how goes a rotten buck passing race? Well, then, I said, basically, how goes. Then I hear somebody say something. I said, gee, that word will fit in. I throw the damn thing in. Then I finally said, basically, concretize on how goes the brazen, sneaky, rotten buck passing race. What a bunch of goddamn words.
I'm going to have to move out. If things don't change, I'm going to have to leave here. This chicken shit is getting too much.